Ethan, I wanted to ask you about the use of JavaScript to render one page. Does that still inhibit the ability for crawlers to access content? And then does it inhibit maybe rankings from the lack of being able to assess the quality of that content? So just wanted your perspective on that.
Short answer is no, it's totally fine. Uh, Here's the longer answer. So it depends on how you implement it. If you implement stuff server side, there's no issue. That's all fine. If you're implementing stuff client side, it depends on how you're doing it. So if you're progressively loading stuff on the page, Google might not see it. And sometimes what will happen is, and also if you're doing a combination of server and client, that can cause problems. So Google does two passes of crawl to your site. The first is a without script server side call, and the second is a client side JavaScript call. If Googlebot thinks that it's got all the information on the server side crawl, it will not. Sometimes it will not crawl the client side crawl. So I'll give you an example of that. It's common to have a product page where the photo description is loaded server side, and then the reviews are loaded client side. And Google looks at the page without the reviews and thinks they got everything that needed and ignores the reviews. Does not do the client side call. So when you have hybrid rendering, the client side stuff might get missed. And you can verify that by doing site colon URL and then take a snippet from your client side module and then put it in quotes. So site colon product page URL and then quote review snippet quote. And then if Google doesn't have it, then it didn't find it. And if they do, then it did. But the hybrid stuff can cause problems. And then depending on, if you're progressively loading in multiple modules client side, it's possible that Google is also seeing some, but not all. So you could do the exact same check, site colon, and then URL, and then exact match snippet in quotes from each of the modules, and then you can see whether or not it's getting called.